Hi everybody, it's Helen here. I had everything planned out on doing an update for you yesterday, and I was going to read a little bit of the story. I had it all mapped out on how it was all going to happen, but yesterday had something else in mind. Let me start by saying that I write about this in the book because many times in my life I've had substantial proof that there is something else at work with us now. It supports us, it loves us, it listens to us, and when we work with it, amazing things happen, and when we work against it, other things happen. And I hope that makes some sense to you before I tell you the story of what happened yesterday. Some people call it God. I'd call it love, because I don't know what it is, but it's absolutely there. And when you work with it, incredible things can happen, and some people call those things miracles. So let me tell you what happened yesterday. So yesterday I had the computer open and I'd been doing some writing, and I had a power outage, and the power went out in the whole place. And of course the computer went black, and about 30 seconds later all the power went back on. So I pushed the button at the back of the computer. I've got a Mac. I pushed the button to restart it and it came back on, but when I started to use the mouse to try to open up something, it would just spin and it would freeze on spinning. So after several attempts to turn it off and then turn it back on and click on something else and try all sorts of different things to get it functioning, it just kept spinning. Now, by this time, I started to realize something, that I've probably written around 30,000 words, and that Word document is sitting on the desktop of that computer, and I haven't backed it up. So I've learned through life that you should never panic and worry and get anxious, because doing that kind of puts a squeeze on the situation. And when you do that, you block any chance of magic or miracles or life itself being involved in an outcome. And I hope that makes sense, me explaining that, right? It's like I've learned that when you worry and you panic, or whatever term you want to call it, you strangle life. And I don't know, magic just can't get in, right? So I could feel kind of, past thoughts of, oh my God, coming into my mind. So I just upped and went outside and went for a walk. And while I was walking, I just negotiated with myself that if the worst possible outcome was going to happen, and that meant that I was going to lose the document, would I be okay with that? And by the end of the walk, I'd finally decided that yes, I would be okay with that. I've had to write this book over a couple of times to get to the point that I am right now. So I decided that, yeah, okay, I would surrender to that and I'd be okay. So I came back, and again, I tried a couple of times to start the computer, and again, it would just spin on me. And I tried one more time, and honestly, get this, right? And for all of you that realize what's at work and how it works, like, I know you're going to get it. And for those that haven't looked at life like this, get it. I opened up the Finder opened up. In the Finder was the USB, the connection for the USB that I actually had in the back of the computer. And I clicked on the document that was my book and dragged it into the USB, and it worked. And then I closed off the Finder and I pulled the USB stick out. Then I went to click something else and it spun, and it hasn't worked since. The computer hasn't worked since. So there was this tiny magical moment of time where I actually opened up the Finder against all odds, dragged the book in there into a USB, and I've now got it on USB and I can keep working on it. But the computer, It's over on the floor now because I have to take it into the people that help me, have helped me in the past, for them to work on whatever's gone wrong. But here I was in a window of hours where it wouldn't work. And after I got clear and surrendered to be okay, to rewrite it, to do whatever, all of a sudden I had this magical moment in time where I could grab the book, put it on a USB, and I've got it to continue working on. But the rest of the computer just won't work and nothing else on it will work. Imagine that. My book has got lots of different moments like that because I've had lots of different moments like that in my life. And I hope that, I don't know, inspires you to just find a little bit of magic in your life, because it's there. That love or God or whatever you want to call it is constantly working with us all the time. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your support. I'm going to do another update next week, and I'm going to read a little bit of the book so that you can get an idea of some of the things that I'm writing about and some of the things that have gone on in my life. So thank you. Blessings to you all. Have a wonderful long weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye.